Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people. It's me again, Dr. VP, and I'm stopping by to talk to my fellow educators as you close out your academic school year. I wanted to leave a few tips, maybe a couple, give you something to think about as you close out your school year. Number one, it's always good to do a self-assessment. It's always good to do a let me go back. I know many of you are now in the process of conducting your state assessment. Some of you, based on the state that you live in, have already completed those assessments. And some of you are still conducting them. Kudos to those who have completed them, and just hang in there to those who are still in the process. And I'm praying that every one of your babies will make you proud when you see those scores. And speaking of scores, are you using your data to drive your instruction? Are you using your data to drive your instruction? When you look at your data, are 50% or more of your students passing in the content areas? Are 50% or more of your students passing in the content areas? If so, kudos to you. We want more than 50%. Well, 50% means half of your class are grasping the content that you are providing during instruction. And that's wonderful. But if they are not, you need to revisit what it is that you have provided during instruction and find other resources. And number one, speaking of resources, use them. Specialists in that building, use them. You have reading specialists, you should anyway, have reading specialists, math specialists, and interventionists. They are not there just to be walking around and saying, hallelujah, I'm out the classroom. No ma'am, and no sir. You utilize those people. That's what they are there for. You utilize them. They have been trained to pull those groups. They should be looking at data with you in your team meetings, going over the data from your assessments, helping you with grouping, pulling groups of children. That's what they should be doing to help you raise those percentages up. And you too need to be looking at your own personal data to see, like I said, what areas you need to improve in on your instruction. And don't be afraid to seek assistance from one of your grade level co-workers. Now you all should be doing meetings just on data when you have your grade level meetings. You should, your grade level chair should be orchestrating it with one of those where one of your meetings is strictly data. Okay? And if you see that one of your grade level co-workers has his or her students have done better than your students in a certain content area, ask them what they did. Now, it's not a one size fit all because everybody's teaching style is different, but you can get some ideas to modify what it is that you need assistance in. Okay? So yes, data is very, very important, and look for 50% or more of a passing rate in your content areas. Okay, if they're less than 50%, you need to seek help. And I know it's at the end of the year and I'm just starting to communicate with you all, but it doesn't matter, because if you plan on coming back next year, it'll apply. It will apply. And when you pack your room, some of you all are hoarders and you have a lot of stuff just sitting there that some of those new teachers can use. Get rid of some of that stuff and share with some of those new novice teachers who need some help. If you are a mentor, especially, make sure that your mentee is prepared for the next school year. Like getting rid of some of that stuff that you've had for years in your classroom that could be used. Because and I know I've been in the classroom, sometimes we have 2 and 3 of the same thing and we're not using that stuff. There are other teachers who would gladly accept and would benefit from those items that you could be using, that they could be using, I should say, because you're not using them. All right? Okay? So I'm going to leave with this. It's always good to do a self-assessment in anything that we do. It's always room for growth. Even if you're doing well in an area, don't get the big head and think that you can't get better. Yes, you can. Accept constructive criticism. Don't take everything to heart, because that's how we grow. And sometimes the truth hurts, but that's growing pains. And if you're in education, you are responsible for teaching our future. Because we're going to get older one day, and these babies that you're teaching today, they're going to be our lawyers and our doctors. And you want to be proud when you see them and say, wow, I was that person's teacher. And you want to be proud. You want to feel like you've done a great service. And that's what we do. We provide a service. But as educators, we wear many hats, because we get a lot of broken kids from broken homes, from all races. So we teach the entire child. At least a good teacher does. Your heart will lead you to show compassion, be nurturing, and sometimes you have to get to know that parent too, because a lot of teachers have a tendency to talk down on parents. They didn't do this, they didn't do that. Have you ever thought about they don't know how? Have you? Or are you so quick to judge and you don't know the whole story? See, a lot of our parents need healing. They need healing from traumatic experiences that they've encountered as children that have not been addressed. And it's not fair, but many times their children become victims of things that they have not been healed from. And it's not intentional. And when you get to know a lot of these parents, you understand why the child acts the way he or she does. You really will. Now, it doesn't mean that you go easy, because you can be firm but fair. Again, classroom management is my specialty. You can be firm but fair, but get to know your parents. Treat them as people. Communicate with them. Get a rapport. And in doing so, you're providing an outlet. Because so many parents that I've come across, I don't know why I'm going here, but just bear with me, because it's all relevant. So many parents that I've come across who were perceived as bitter, angry, coming up to the school raising hell. And yes, they did. You will find once you get to know them that they're hurting. They need healing. Nobody ever took the time to say, are you okay? You want to talk? Can I help you with anything? You'll be surprised at the responses and the stories that you get. And then you get a better understanding of how to help that child and the parent. You really will. Now, I don't know why I went there, but too late now. I've already said it. So, as teachers, again, we teach the entire child. It's just not those core content areas. It's just not that. It's just not that. And if you're in it for the money, you're in the wrong profession. You have to be in this profession because you have the heart, and a nurturing heart, to care for the whole child. There is a term in school law called local parentis. And just to sum it up, that means that an educator, while that child is under their care, has very few. They have parental rights, but with boundaries. You can look it up, local parentis. And so we are parents. When those children come in our classroom, they become yours. They become yours because you have them more hours in a day than their parents. More hours in a day than their parents. So I'm not asking anybody to be a straight up mom, because there are boundaries. But you have to look at those children as your own children. Not just students, but your own children. I know I used to get, I used to be like mama bear with my students. I could say what I wanted to them, but you better not say nothing to them. And that's how serious I was. That's how serious I was. You're their protector. Sometimes you're their provider. If you're one of those teachers like I used to be, if you saw a child that had a need, you just went and bought stuff for the child. No questions asked. Because I did it because I would want somebody to have done that for my daughters had I been in a situation that called for that type of attention. So I went on a little tangent, but I don't apologize for it because I'm a very passionate person when it comes to education. I love my students, the ones I had when I taught on elementary level, middle school level, and even when I teach adults. They all become my babies, and I invest in them because I'm not going to waste their time, and I don't want them to waste mine. And in the end, money can't buy the joy that you get when you see that someone who you have imparted knowledge in, whether it's for personal gain or professional gain, when you see their success, that's worth more than money, folks. It is worth more than money. Okay, so let me get off my bandwagon. But again, I just wanted to stop past and give you some tips on the end of the year and how you should do a self-evaluation on how you think you did during this past school year, and look at those numbers. Yes, data matters, but not just data, it's all that you use to drive your instruction. All right? Talk to you guys soon, and have an amazing week.